What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Irwin Memorial Zoo, where today I am building a nocturnal house for the aardvark, the sand cat, the fennec fox, the African crested porcupine, as well as a couple exhibit species, because why not? You know, those exist in the game too. Might as well. So, I originally had this idea a little while ago. I was trying to figure out where to put both the fennec foxes and the aardvarks. I was trying to figure out where I should fit them in this African desert section. And because like I had already built exhibits for them, they weren't very good. They were just kind of like my old style of building exhibits was kind of just put a rock wall somewhere, just kind of throw the animal in, throw a bunch of plants in. It wasn't very planned. I was just kind of doing, which is kind of how I operate a lot of the time. But building this zoo and trying to make things that like I feel like I'm genuinely proud of and are good has kind of forced me to actually try to, be competent at this game. And so anyway, I was trying to figure out what to do with these animals, and then I was watching Leaf, and he made a nocturnal house for the aardvark and the fennec foxes, and I was like, oh, that's a cool idea, a nocturnal house, so I can like put them inside and have the lights off, and like that'd be cool. But that kind of makes it seem like I'm just ripping off his idea, so I didn't do it, and I just kind of like held off on it. But then the African crested porcupine and the sandcat got released, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this now. This is what I'm doing. So anyway, what you'll see here, I'm using free build to take the curved plaster walls, and instead they're gonna be curved plaster ceilings, because I kind of want the ceilings to be like sloped like a night sky. And basically the idea was supposed to be when you walk in here, it's like you're just out in the nighttime in the desert. I'm calling this build 1001 Nights, even though that's more of like a Arabian thing, and this is a kind of an Egyptian style build. It's whatever. I was trying to figure out something to do with desert and nighttime. This is what I came up with. But anyway, free build is such a useful tool. Like if you don't have free build installed and you play this game, like you really need free build, honestly. It's a mod, but mods in this game are very good. There's nothing, as long as you download them from Nexus, like there's nothing to worry about. Free build just makes it so that you can do things that you couldn't normally do with the building tools. It just makes the game a little easier to use. So here you'll see I use the sandstone pieces from the Indian theme. Apologies if my audio kind of comes in and out. I bought a microphone and I'm kind of just like holding it right now close to my face because I feel like that's what works best, but I'm kind of like moving around a little bit, so if my audio kind of gets louder and quieter, that's my bad, that's on me. But yeah, I'm using these sandstone walls because I feel like they most closely resembled what I saw from like ancient Egyptian ruin architecture. And what you'll see here is I start working on a sort of like a little like statue thing. Normally with this like ancient Egyptian wall art, they would carve it into the rock, but that's not something you can really do in this game. So I just kind of have to, oh, excuse me, kind of have to build these like statues on the sides of the walls. And they're nothing like super crazy or special. I was just kind of, I wasn't trying like to make anything super spectacular with these statues. I just wanted something that you could look at and be like, oh, that's kind of cool. If you watched the Lady Designers video where she did a tour of the Menagerie Zoo by Drac and you saw the statues in there, like that stuff is crazy. I I do not have the patience to do something like that, but I did want to try and like work on this a little bit, and like I'm satisfied with what I created. It's not anything too wild, it's just you know, it works for my purposes here. Oh man, I keep yawning. That's my bad. Unprofessional. I'm just trying to get this video out, to be honest, at this point. I don't want to wait any longer. I'm not gonna, go to work again tomorrow without uploading this video. Anyway, that's enough of that. Man, this video is like 25 minutes long, and I'm trying to like talk for that whole amount of time. Hey, I'm new to this. Come here, I can't even speak anymore. I tried to say cut me some slack and give me a break at the same time. Anyway, I'm just rambling on at this point. This is supposed to be like a pharaoh statue, is what this is. It's supposed to be a pharaoh. If I didn't say that already, which I know that I didn't. But I made like 2 different ones. You'll see me start on the other one in a second. I just wanted to make like a male statue and then a female statue. And then call it good, because I just don't have the patience to make any more. I guess I could have made individual ones for every single side, but that would have been way too much work. I end up just like copying and pasting. Dang it, I'm yawning again. I copied and pasted these using a little mud pillar technique to get the positioning correctly. I do that around, I think I cut that out of the speed build. I'm not sure. Yeah, I just copied and pasted these around the building. One of these days I'll be done with these. Yeah. That's all I got to say about this part. It just keeps kind of going though. Yeah, how's your day going? Have you been enjoying the Arid Animal Pack so far? I kind of have. Nothing super crazy. I start working on the entrance, I go back to working on that. Anyways, I have this little idea, this little headcanon, if you will, on the African porcupine. My theory is that Frontier spent so much time working on the porcupine that, like, modeling each individual quill, because the animal looks incredible. But my theory is they spent so much time on that one that it came time to like actually release the pack, and they didn't have anything else. So they're like, we're just gonna add 5 ungulates and a cat, and we're just gonna crank these out because we don't have any more time or budget for anything else. Because the porcupine looks incredible, and don't get me wrong, all the other animals look incredible as well, but the porcupine is just like, each individual quill and hair is like done like individually twice. Yeah, basically, like, Frontier just makes probably the most realistic animals in any video game. I can't think of any game that I've played that has just like better looking animals than the ones in Planet Zoo. Anyways, I haven't described what I'm doing here. So I'm using these exhibit boxes. I have 3 exhibit boxes. I have the horned viper, the scarab beetle, and the puff adder in here. The African desert exhibit animals. And like, I've had this like idea that I haven't executed yet. Man, I need to go to bed. Anyway, I wanted to try this idea here. I wanted to try and make the exhibit boxes like almost feel like they're not there. Create an illusion that there is no glass. It's just kind of like, there's nothing separating you from the animals. And I've had the idea and I haven't done it yet until now. And I figured this was a perfect opportunity to do it, because if it's going to be a nocturnal house, it's going to be dark. So, maybe you don't see the glass super well. But there's actually something, I don't know if they still have it anymore, that at my local zoo, the DC Zoo, there was, in the invertebrate house, there was like a little like spider exhibit for like orb web spiders. And there's no glass. I don't think the invertebrate house is still there anymore. I don't know. I have to go again. But there was just no glass. Like there was just like spider webs, massive spider webs on the wall, and if you wanted to, you could just like go in there. I don't know why you would, and that's probably why they felt comfortable not putting glass around it, is because they knew no one in their right mind was just gonna go and stick their hand in the orb web spider exhibit because they're psycho. But anyways, this is like the most creative thing I could think to do with the exhibit boxes, because they are very limited. Like most of the things in this game are allow for a lot of creative freedom. The exhibit boxes are not one of them. Like they're very difficult to use and to like make your own like unique feel to them. I don't know. They're not great. I mean, my main wish is that Frontier would make like smaller exhibit boxes. I feel like a 2x2 meter exhibit box would be a lot better, a lot closer to like a real size. Because like you go to a zoo and they have like, for example, again, the DC invertebrate house that I don't think actually exists anymore. Or at least I didn't see it last time I went. I don't know. Again, it's been too long. Like they have little like tarantula exhibits there, but it's like 2 feet wide. Like, but in Planet Zoo, if you want to have a tarantula exhibit, it's got to be 4 meters, which is like something close to like, I think what even is the word? How do I say that? Equating that to American measurements, because Americans, we got to do our own thing. That's like 12 feet, something like that. 12 feet by 12 feet by 12 feet in all directions to put a tarantula. It's just like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know why Frontier do it like that. And like, another thing, I was talking about how creating an illusion to that there is no glass around the exhibit boxes. Why does there need to be an illusion for that, Frontier? Like, the walkthrough exhibits, those walls are toggleable. You can just make it so that your bats or butterflies or whatever, they're just in the open air. You know, why can't we do that with the box exhibits? I don't know. I know Frontier, like, they updated the exhibit boxes to like change some of the stuff about them at some point a while ago. I can't remember which update that was, like 1.12 or something like that. I don't know. But like it's just not enough. They're just not very like satisfying to work with. And the only reason I'm using them in this zoo is because I'm trying to get every single animal in game into the zoo. And so it's like, okay, I guess I'll use every exhibit box animal, even though it's not that fun or interesting. I don't know. There's just no other way about it. So I start working on the interior of the aardvark areas, and I saw, I don't even remember which zoo or zoo tour or whatever I saw where they like sunk the, I think it's been like a couple of them. I think, which one was it now? I think I saw it in Eben's tour of Natural Scope, where they like sink the door, the exhibit door, into the rock wall. I think that's where I saw it. But yeah, it looks really cool, and so I was like, I'm gonna steal that and use that here. Which, you know, I feel like, I don't even know where I'm going with it. Again, I need to go to bed. I have to work tomorrow. Anyways, these stalactite pieces are some of the best pieces. Like, they just work so perfectly for these rock walls. People still be complaining about the Twilight pack, and it's like, bruh, you don't even need the animals in that pack. You can just use these stalactite pieces, and that's all you need the pack for. Also, the leaf litter that you got in that pack, I mean, it was cool at the time until the tropical pack came out, and then they made better leaf piles. I also, again, I used free build to put this water tap in, right? But I found this interesting bug with that. Free build does come with a few bugs. Most of the time it's not gonna like do anything too bad. But like a weird bug is I wouldn't be able to put that water pipe down normally, right? But I was able to use free build. I put it down, but then it has two flexi color channels that you can change the color for stuff on there. But for some reason, because it's in this weird position where it's not supposed to be, if you change one of the flexi colors and then you change the other one, it'll reset the first one. And then if you try and go back to reset or change the other one to a different color, it'll just reset the other one. For some reason, you can only change one of them at a time. Which is really just a very odd bug that I found with free build. Which, you know, I don't want to knock free build. It still is like one of the best mods. I don't know why I'm saying one of the best. It's the best Planet Zoo mod out there. Like new species mods, they're cool and all, but like free build just makes the game more playable. Not that the game is not playable, but like it just makes the game so much better. Here I start working on a little gate. In my work, we call this a guillotine door. I work at a animal shelter, and so we use these for the dogs to separate the inside and the outside in case we need to like clean or whatever, one side or the other. And so it's just like a little gate that like slides up and down, and you can close it by just like sliding it down, and then you open it by latching it up. I don't know if zoos use gates like these, but I was like, I have experience with gates like these. I'm gonna build one of these to make it so that you can close the inside from the outside. And I don't know if that's a real thing that zoos do, but I work in animal care, so like I kind of know some stuff. Not about exotic animals. I only work with domestic pet animals, but you know, close enough. Animals are animals. So I started working on the outside. This is the outside part of the aardvarks. I wanted to make an outside and an inside part for all these animals. I don't know how realistic that is for a nocturnal house specifically, because the whole point of a nocturnal house is that you're able to keep it dark inside so that it kind of tricks the animal's brain into thinking daytime is actually nighttime. And so because the animal wants to be out at nighttime, then they come out in the daytime because they think daytime is nighttime, blah, blah, blah. But if you have them, or if you give them access to outside, it's like, okay, they can just go outside and be like, oh, it's daytime out here, so I'm gonna go to sleep. Well, hey, it's Planet Zoo. There's not really any like daytime, nighttime mechanics, at least not for the animals. There's no nocturnal mechanic implemented in game, so the animals will just kind of do whatever they want. Don't really matter too much. And I wanted to build an outside area because it looks nice, and I like the animals, so you know, I want them to have a nice little outside area. I don't want them to be shut-ins all day. Just doing some foliage work. I took some inspiration here from what I saw from... My brain is shutting down at this point. Caesar creates with his, like, the bushes that he was putting behind the rock walls. I made all of my rock walls myself, even though they're heavily inspired by other creators, because, you know, for some reason I decided to make my life even harder than I already wanted to make it in building this zoo, by not building or using any blueprints from anyone. Even like originally I was planning on like using some font blueprints, like Ricey's fonts, and then I was like, I wasn't perfectly satisfied with whatever fonts I was trying to use one time. So I was like, alright, I'm gonna make my own fonts, which I haven't actually shown. I did make a font, and it is flexicolor, and it's small. And it's not like quite done yet. I was gonna upload it to the workshop, but I didn't like finish all of it. I wanted to add like all kinds of punctuation. I wanted to add numbers to it too, just to like really flesh it out and like make it so that you could use it for like literally anything. And I'm really like proud of how it looks. I just haven't finished it yet. I will be putting that on the workshop, even though I haven't even shown it yet. But yeah, so I ended up even making my own custom font because I was just so like stuck on making stuff like just be my own. I wanted everything in the zoo to like be mine, everything to be something that I had created, and I didn't want anyone else to have any kind of contribution in the zoo. Even though I am taking a lot of inspiration from other people, I really just wanted like to have complete creative control over everything, and I didn't want to even take something that anyone else had made because I don't know. I want to make my life more difficult at this point. So yeah, that's about it. I don't have too much else to say, to be honest with you. About out of stuff to say. My brain is turning off. It's my bedtime. My dog's already asleep even though I'm talking right next to her. She's just snoozing away. I don't know. Is my commentary getting... Is it annoying at this point? Should I just stop talking? Probably. I'm really out of things to say, to be honest. So I might just jump back in at the end, and am I even going to? I'm just completely rambling on at this point. I might just stop talking and just, say subscribe if you want to see me finish this, because I didn't actually finish it in this video. I still have to do stuff for the fennec fox and the porcupine. Subscribe if you want to see me finish it, or if you don't, then you don't have to. That's fine too. I'm just here. Oh look, I'm doing the outside part. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, you probably didn't, because I looked at the watch time, the average watch time of my most recent video. It was like a minute. So you probably didn't make it this far, but if you did, hey, props to you. Congratulations, getting me some more watch time. Maybe at some point, if I keep uploading, I'll be able to get the partner program and make a little extra money, because we all just out here trying to make some bread. I've talked enough. Thank you. Bye.